they did it. Washington Capitals are Stanley Cup champions. Alex Ovechkin finally accomplished, after 13 seasons, his goal and reached the summit. I think he's just a little bit happy.
Well, 7-day bender kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he took that cup everywhere and hung out with everybody, and it's kind of nice that they're spending a lot of time with the fans. So.
Yeah, they're staying in Washington, partying it up kind of thing.
Yeah. In locations where fans can interact with them, and going in cafes and stuff like that.
Fountains.
Pretty cool.
Fountains, yeah. Have you seen that? Yeah.
But they were the better team.
Yeah.
Vegas actually just didn't seem like Vegas all year we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Seemed like I don't know. It's hard to describe. But Washington they were
hungrier.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, they just were. I don't know. Much more hungry. I don't know. We've always said, relentless was kind of their motto.
Well, you go and you lose game 1, right? And I think most people think, this is, Vegas might take this. If not, it's going to go the distance. And then Washington pulls 4 wins in a row and it's over. Just like that.
They had more guys show up.
Yeah.
Because, Game 5, the goals to tie it and win it were Eller and Pelly, I believe.
Yeah. Pelly was one of them, yeah.
Second line scoring.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It seemed like they were getting, actually, I was, throughout the playoffs, actually, Eller scored some key goals, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And,
Yeah. But correct me if I'm wrong. The Capitals lost Game 1 every series.
Columbus, they were down 2-0.
Yeah.
And they won 4 straight.
Mm-hmm. Pittsburgh won.
lost Game 1.
Yeah. And then they won the last...
Oh, they won Game 1, Tampa.
Yeah, they did, I think.
Yeah.
But, oh, man. That,
Mm-hmm.
The first series is actually the big one. Being down 2-0.
Yeah.
And then, not even to tie the series, but to win just 4 in a row and be done with it.
Yeah.
Most teams, they go back home or whatever, and they... But no, actually, they were down 2-0 going into Columbus.
Yeah.
Because they had home ice advantage. So, you lose both at home, and now it's looking in, it's going to be tough to take 2 on the road. And yet they did. They took 3 out of the last 4 were on the road.
Yeah.
So, in that series. So, I think that's, obviously, every series was important, but that one, to be honest, was the changer.
Yeah.
Does it seem like after that, I don't know, Washington just... Because I thought it was going to be another typical Washington. They're going to get beat probably by Columbus. It was looking that way.
It was looking that way, definitely, yeah.
And then just... From then on...
Mm-hmm. Then Pittsburgh
kept beating teams. And then they beat Pittsburgh. Better team yet, and they beat them. So
that was probably their tightest fought series in the whole.
And then Tampa. Tampa's supposed to be a powerhouse team, score lots of goals. They shut them out last 2 games.
Yep.
So I don't know. It just seemed like they got better as it went on.
Yeah.
And then Vegas, they kept Vegas off the score sheet. Outside of Game 1, that was a fairly high scoring game. There was 9 goals, I believe.
Yeah.
But they
Holtby faced a lot of shots, too.
Yeah. But yeah, they got good goaltending from Holtby, so... Ovi won the Conn Smythe, so,
Yeah. He had the most goals in the whole playoffs.
Well, he set a Capitals record.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who he beat out. John Druce.
Okay. For goals in a...
Yeah. In a single playoffs for a Cap.
Nice.
Yeah. And John Druce, late 80s, early 90s player, so... I'm not sure exactly what year. I recognize the name, and
Yeah.
But, yeah. And I read somewhere that he got 13 of the 18 first place votes.
Oh, wow.
So, pretty much a shoo-in for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wonder... Because Kuznetsov said he didn't want the Conn Smythe.
Think that affected their opinion?
Do you think, they kind of want, oh, okay, maybe we won't give it to him because we're not going to give it to somebody that doesn't really want it. Or we know, let's be honest, Ovechkin wants it. Ovechkin wants every trophy. Ovechkin wants every award. He just loves winning.
That's his 15th trophy.
Major
Ovechkin.
trophy, yeah.
Yeah. So it contemplates in the Stanley Cup. Or 14-15.
I don't know, what do you guys think, like, say if Ovechkin's career ended, this was it, he retired. I don't know, what do you guys think all time? Where does that put him in your guys' eyes? Like, is he up with, do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I don't think he's up with the Gretzky or Lemieux or something, but I mean, is he up with guys like Messier or the second, you know, Yzerman, Sakic, is he up there with those guys? You know what I mean? Like, just curious what you guys, I just was thinking of this question for the show here.
I mean, I would think so. But does it really depend on how many cups you win? Is that the main thing?
I don't necessarily think so.
I don't either.
I was reading I'm reading a book right now. It's like the top players ever or whatever. And Marcel Dion, he had 1,700 points and never won the Stanley Cup.
Never got anywhere close.
And he's in the top 20 players of all time.
Yeah.
And he never won a Stanley Cup. He never played on a winning team.
He never really got close, no.
No. He made the playoffs, I think, 9 out of his 18 years. And I don't think he made it past the second round. I think once he made it. No, I don't think he made it past the second round. So, I mean, 1,700 points, 700 goal scorer. They say he's the greatest player to ever play but not win the Stanley Cup. So,
yeah,
that's the only thing. You have that title behind it to never win the Stanley Cup. It's kind of the...
Yeah.
But
a lot of great players never do it, so...
And not gonna lie, it was looking like Ovechkin was headed towards that way.
Yeah.
Because I never expected Washington to be as good as they were in the playoffs.
No.
I don't think a lot of people did, to be honest. And that's the neat part about the NHL playoffs. Once you get in, it's a brand new season.
Yep. Number one seeds won the cup, 8 seed, 16. And
to be honest, that's what makes this sport great in that way. Going in, you know, and we've touched on this before, NBA, the same team winning every single year.
4 years in a row.
Yeah.
The same two teams have played.
I mean,
yep.
I mean, I'm saying that in Pittsburgh won it twice in a row, but it's such a rarity, though.
Yeah.
Like, it was 20 years between.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So, I mean, good on the Caps. I mean, go all the way, win it. It's kind of neat. Different team winning it.
Yeah, it's good.
Than like a team that's never won it before, I should say.
But let me throw this question at you. How can they keep that team together? It's almost impossible. You got John Carlson, and you got to re-sign him. He's going to want pretty good money. You got Devontae Smith-Pelly, who's going to probably want a little bit of an increase in price. You got Jacob Vrana. You got all these guys. You got Jay Beagle, who I believe is in a contract year as well.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
You got that Chandler Stevenson, who I think is also in a contract year. Another center. How do you keep all these guys together? Do you have to move some people? I've heard Brooks Orpik.
Yeah, I've heard his name.
Bought out or dealt, just so you have enough money to keep.
Well, maybe
Carlson.
they get rid of Brooks Orpik, like you guys said, and I've heard Grubauer.
Yeah,
I mean, not that he's probably making a ton of money, so he won't clear up a ton. But I mean, it's still money to pay someone else, right? But they don't. That's the answer to that. They
kind
don't
of go like Blackhawks kind of route.
Yeah, you gotta. I don't want to say patch, but you gotta make. Hopefully, you have enough young guys coming up to replace the guys that you lose. I think they'll lose John Carlson.
I think so. Yeah,
because he's gonna want. I seen there is a chance he could make not the top for defense and money, but he'll be in that group. 7, 8, 9 million a year.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not over 10.
No,
but they have good D to
and
bulk up their back end though.
I was listening to on the radio there that they were talking about Vegas and how much money they have and how many guys they'll lose and they figured maybe Vegas would go for John Carlson.
Yeah,
because they're going to have money. Let's be honest, they have lots of money for defense.
Yeah,
they can get a stud defenseman in there, right? Where, like I said, I don't think I don't know. Caps are going to have a tough time keeping it together, but they'll keep the main key pieces there for this year. Because, I mean, I believe Oshie's locked up, Backstrom's locked up, Ovechkin's locked up, Holtby. They get their main guys. They can keep those guys together, like Chicago's done many times.
And Holtby.
Oh, and I think you got to keep Matt Niskanen.
Yeah, I think so.
So, I mean...
We got Niskanen on the back end, you got that juice in the back end, and if you keep Orpik till his contract expires...
But if somehow they can manage to keep John Carlson, he'd be another guy you can build around.
Yeah.
It'd be the whole Seabrook, Keith, Taves, and Kane, and Crawford.
Yeah.
You got your 5 guys, and they've been building around the same 5 guys for years now.
Yeah.
Washington could be the same thing.
Do you think it'd
Backstrom,
be,
Ovechkin?
one step backwards to take 2 steps forwards kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
Which is what Chicago's had to do when they had to, basically have a garage sale and sell some guys, right?
Yeah. And yet they come up on top in a couple of years later.
Yeah, exactly.
Again and again. So, I mean, I don't see Washington repeating just because it's so hard to do it as it is.
Yeah.
But I still think they'll be a good team. So, I don't know. Or I've heard on Vegas, on the other hand, they said they got to pick one or the other. Basically, keep the team the exact same and try to go far, which they figure they probably won't go as far, because...
Almost like, you think the team almost have a sophomore slump?
I don't know, they just kind of... I think they kind of fueled the fire, like everyone said, oh, they're just a bunch of misfits. And they seem like they use that as fuel to... Like, hey, we're actually good players. Let's be honest, a lot of them are actually better players than...
They have an incredible chip on their shoulder.
Yeah. But, like, I was heard somewhere that Vegas was planning on, in 3 years, to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
When they originally built the team. And 5 years to reach the finals. And they did in the first year. So now, do you kind of... Like they said, they don't really have any young prospects.
But where do they go?
Right? Because they haven't drafted yet.
But where do they go from here?
That's what I mean. Do they build so they have a better future down the road in 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
So they tear it apart a bit, get rid of some guys, let James Neal go, or trade James Neal for even a pick, and because he's free agent or whatever, and you know what I mean? And they just rack up on picks, or they just like, okay, we're not going to really touch this team, we'll just add a stud defenseman and go for it again.
Well, they already got rid of their first round draft pick.
Right, so.
And a trade that, I don't know if it was really that effective, but...
But they have a lot of picks, though.
They have 5 picks in this round, in this year, which is incredible. And their second and third they traded were next year's and the year after's for the second and third.
I'm curious to see what route they go, but I don't think they can stay in the, like... If I was running the team, I would build for the future.
I think so, yeah.
I think I'd just go for it.
You'd go for it.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering what George McPhee is thinking.
I think the problem they're going to run into is I think William Karlsson's going to want a big contract.
Marchessault will.
And Marchessault's going to want a big deal because they had incredible years. So,
but I don't...
By that standard, 1 year...
But how many of these guys are free agent?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I would have to look into that, but I'm not sure. I know James Neal is. That one I do know.
Is that how does it work, though? Do they absorb the other team's contract?
Yeah. Okay. Whoever they sign.
However long it was. Okay.
But they said once the David Clarkson expires too, that'll be extra $5.5 million or
whatever
is their cap hit, I believe.
Is it? Okay.
I heard somewhere, yeah. So I'm like, they have money. Which that makes they said, well, do they sign John Carlson? Or do they go for Erik Karlsson in a trade?
I've heard that rumor at the deadline was supposed to happen, possibly.
There was another guy, or do they go for John Tavares? They figured Vegas might try to go for John Tavares. They have the money. They can be, hey, John, we can pay you 10 or 11 million, and Islanders may only pay you 8 or 9. I don't know, right? But I'm just saying, it's all speculating. But
one, you could let James Neal go, because I believe James